Okay, we're going to talk about events. So this is an event management tool called Backstage. There are plenty of event management tools as well. Eventbrite's a big one. I actually prefer Eventbrite in a lot of ways to this, but I'm also on like a single event user. So I've got to like upgrade if I want more than one event. But you can create essentially a landing page. This is what I did for this original bootcamp. And I can have this, I can have an agenda with speakers and tickets, and it's a fully functioning event specific tool, right? And it's actually really user friendly on the, I can add featured speakers and other speakers, and I can manage tickets and sponsors and exhibitors and galleries, and all of that's available here as an event management tool, which is pretty cool. You also have what's called a form builder. So you can use forms in a lot of places. You often use them on your website. And Zoho integrates really nicely with like WordPress or other tools as well. But if you needed a form for whatever reason, then you could create, forms inside of here. One of the cool tools that I wish we'd actually use more is a cool tool called PageSense. So if you've ever heard of Visual Website Optimizer or Optimizely, what you can do is you can actually put a piece of code on your website, and it'll allow you to manipulate the site and say, hey, I want to change the color from green to red, like that button. Let's do an A/B test to see if that impacts conversion rates. This tool will actually allow you to do that, and it'll sit on top of that, and it'll show you heat maps and analytics, and you can do A/B testing, personalization. You can engage with polls or push notifications, but it actually sits on top of your website and allows you to kind of build that out. I don't have a page specifically that I have it set up on right now, but I've used other tools that are very similar to this. And there's just a lot of power in that A/B testing functionality. And this tool called PageSense in Zoho One is a tool that fits in that category of kind of conversion rate optimization and things like that. So this is a tool available in Zoho One. Another tool is surveys. So I recently sent out a survey to all of you. I don't think anybody on this call replied to the survey, so thanks, guys. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I know we sent a similar survey to your clients, and we use Zoho Survey to do that. Well, guess what? We integrated it with CRM, and so you can now see, how you're improving with satisfaction scores or other kind of things. But you have a lot of capability in here. So, think of a Survey Monkey or Qualtrics that has kind of similar functionality. Well, in this case, I'll include with Zoho One, but there's a lot of tools in the survey space of marketing tech. There's also a tool called Zoho Social. So Zoho Social is a single place where you can manage all of your social media. There's a category here, and there's a lot of players in this category too, right? So all of these things I'm showing you kind of represent categories in the marketing technology world. And I'm just showing you in Zoho One so you can kind of see some examples of it. But in Zoho Social, you can manage your social posts. You can post it in one place and have it go to all of your different tools. You can monitor your social activity. I can see, oh, looks like there's something going on here. I can add more columns if I want to look at, there's a lot of connections I can add that, I don't have all of mine set up here. But, I can integrate with, Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and Instagram and Pinterest and TikTok. And I can bring all of those into a single place and manage those posts. I can also schedule out posts if I wanted to. So if I wanted to, I could look at a calendar here and it would show all my social posts. If I wanted to create a new post and schedule it out, I could. I can schedule it on a specific day. I could publish it now. Guess what? I can even compose it with AI. They've got a little tool here. It says compose with Zia. Zia is their little AI tool. So there's a lot of things you can do with the social media management tool. This is a tool called Sales IQ, and it actually shows you when somebody's on your website. So let's see if I'm going to re-click on my website here for a minute. And you see, it just gave me an alert that said, hey, guess what? There's somebody on your site. And I can click on it and I could actually engage with that person if I wanted to right now. So I could be like, oh, let's start a proactive conversation here. Hi, Jesse. I know it's me because I'm the only one on site, right? And then, on the side over here, what, right? So I actually was in real time able to identify somebody who's on my site, and I actively reached out to engage with them through this tool, which is kind of cool, right? I can actually see how long they were on the site. And guess what? All this data, by the way, comes back into the CRM. And so you can do some interesting things with a live chat. And so they're, they're gonna run reports and look at all these other things. So this is a tool that's available. And it represents one of those categories. Another tool that's available here is one called Bookings. So if you ever use like a Calendly, and I actually prefer Calendly to the Bookings tool, so I tend to use Calendly. But you can use, you can set up working hours and different consultations, and say, hey, here's a marketing consultation, and then you can send this link out, and then they can find a time on your calendar. And hey, I want a marketing consultation, I want to do it at this time, and it'll sync with your calendar and it'll schedule it out, right? So pretty cool, right? You've got this kind of category of calendaring. Zoho One also has this tool called Recruit. So if you're doing a lot of recruiting or kind of HR management, you can manage that whole process through Zoho Recruit, right? So we wanted to see who the candidates were, the interviews and the campaigns. They also have an HR management platform. So once they maybe sign on to the company, you could actually manage, all the time and the attendance, and you can training and travel and compensation and all these things that you can look at, and you can manage it, your company. It's kind of a HR employee management tool. One of the cool things I've liked about Zoho One too is that you can actually create your own apps. So you're like, yeah, that's all cool, but I really want to build a custom app that does this really specific thing for me, like, hey, maybe I want to do a real estate management app, or a fleet hub, or restaurants, or so all those tools that I'm showing you, guess what? You can actually expand on it. And they've already built all of these tools are available right now. If I wanted to have a different version of this, university event organizer, right? Hey, guess what? I want to look at that, plan, get registrations, here's what it looks like, right? So all of these tools are also available on the Zoho One. You can create your own apps. Okay, so I've gone in depth on Zoho One. Hopefully you've gotten some ideas, or maybe like holes, like, oh, that is cool, I didn't know I could do that. And maybe there's some other ways you can leverage technology to do it.